dripping. Jersey sound. Be easy. Yeah. Sauce. They ain't got no sauce. They ain't got no sauce.
What's going on, Blunteers? It's your boy Desaline.
Here with Pharaoh, and guess what? We got another episode for you guys. Stay tuned. Are you ready? Let's go, baby.
Hey, Pharaoh. What has happened recently? We are literally witnessing history, right?
That's a fact.
For those of you who may not know, you should know by now. It's been some while now. It's breaking news. A former president of the United States of America has been shot. There was an attempted assassination on Donald Trump. That just sounds crazy saying it out loud.
It is. Especially today, because you know, like in history, when you're just reading something, it doesn't really hit you as hard. But when you see it firsthand, or like you're present in today's time and you see it, it's like, whoa. We're really living in like historical times at the moment, bro.
Yeah, that's a fact.
And and I don't know. I don't think it hits a lot of people as it should, bro. You get what I'm saying? Because like when I talk to certain people about it, it's like, yeah, it happened, and it's like
it drives me crazy, man. I'm not gonna lie. The seriousness of the situation, and for people to just go straight ahead and say, "Oh, it's fake. It didn't really happen." I'm like, somebody died. This is a serious situation. An investigation needs to be done. Matter of fact, a person died. His name was Corey Competor. He was a 50-year-old firefighter who was a husband and a father, and he took bullets for his wife and daughter. He put his body on them, and it's just crazy because one, I don't like that. I hate terrorists. I truly, in my heart, hate terrorists. Right? So things like this that happen, I take it very seriously, because the last time something like this or some terrorist situation happened on American soil, it happened a couple times, but the biggest was 9/11. And the last time a former president was assassinated was, I think, JFK.
Definitely.
So this is a serious situation, man. Despite how you feel about, Donald Trump and that whole community, you should take this seriously, because who it was, Pharaoh. I think you have the facts on that as far as the kid.
So I mean, as you know, you guys should probably know already. Thomas Matthew Crooks, obviously, he was armed with an assault rifle, and he was trying to assassinate Trump. You know what's so interesting about this entire video? I'm pretty sure you watched the clips of how a bunch of Trump supporters were there, and they were basically letting the police know, like, yo, he's right there. He's right there.
Right.
Now, me watching those videos, the first thing I can say is, or the thoughts that were coming into my mind is like, okay, is this incompetence by the local police or the Secret Service, or was this something that was planned? Now, I want to hear your thoughts on that. Because
before we get to the conspiracy theories,
okay,
listen,
because this is what we do, bro.
Because I know we're excited about. Before we should get the audience some clear facts. One, that guy Thomas Matthew Crooks was killed by the Secret Service.
Confirmed killed, yes.
Confirmed killed by a sniper across the way. Correct. Yeah. So, the background on this kid is also very interesting. These are the facts about the background of this kid. They found $1 million in offshore accounts for this kid. A couple weeks prior, the FBI had him on their radar. What are some other facts about this kid? He's not a kid; he's a young adult.
Yeah, they even had some of his They even had him in some of the commercials on, like, you ever seen the BlackRock commercials?
That's the biggest thing right now.
Yo, when I was watching, I was like, yo, this shit is just fucking insane.
They're playing with our emotions at this point. So BlackRock, the conglomerate $1 trillion company, had a commercial and had this kid in it. So some way, somehow, he's also connected to BlackRock.
Facts.
There are different conspiracy theories circling around in the media. Who's responsible for it? They're still investigating. But at this current moment, the person who was ahead of the Secret Service, she was fired, or no, she wasn't fired. People asked for her to be fired, and she's put in her resignation. Other people, this is another fact about the case. Donald Trump's camp asked for more Secret Service agents, and they denied him several times.
Repeatedly.
And then their excuse when they said that was, well, sometimes we don't have. And they're beating around the bush with a lot of stuff when they're asked these questions. The last fact that I'm going to even bring up before we get to the conspiracy theories, that's where we're going to start at.
It gets juicier.
Audio files have been revealed that there were 3 guns shot that day, not just 2. You know, there was the sniper who killed the shooter who shot at Trump, allegedly. And there was a third shots, and it was more faster gun shots, like pop, 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 pop. So there was essentially a third shooter there that has not even been revealed yet. Like, they're not even talking about this person. They're just talking about the kid. It's now I'm getting to the conspiracies. Now we're getting to the fishiness that came with JFK's death. How they lost his brain. You lose a former president of the United States' brain during one of the most important assassinations in history.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, we don't have this brain. That means that we don't know what was the final bullet that killed him, which means that we can't blame it on the CIA agent who was probably in the car with him, or some guy on the roof or in the window. It's plausible deniability. I have more to say, but I want to hear your thoughts on it.
You got to think about this, man. All right, so we're talking about a former president who you would think in your mind is going to have the ultimate protection in the world, right? So just going back off of what you were saying as far as JFK, you don't just lose these type of significant evidence, bro. It's like, how do you do this? And how do you not protect a former president? It's like, were your plans were to initially get this man killed?
Right.
Because just looking at some of the footage, it's hard for me to fathom that this wasn't a setup. Just the evidence given us, you feel me? So
blunt is, if you look up the evidence of this situation, it's just all fishiness from all different angles, from FBI to the local police to the Secret Service. Everything that led up to that specific moment was just so fishy, too fishy. Have you seen the video when he was just laying still? Like, the dude wasn't even moving, and the whole entire time when the shots were being like shot, there was no record. So look, let me tell you right now, I don't know if you guys ever shot a weapon before, but for the ones who've ever shot a weapon before, when you're shooting an AR rifle, I'm gonna tell you right now, there is recoil. Even if you're shooting a pistol, there's some type of recoil. Right. There was video of the guy just like literally just like he was under some type of mind control. And you know us, when it comes to mind control and MK Ultra, we get into it, man. Right.
So this could have been easily some type of form of mind control, bro. And let me hear your thoughts about that, man.
I have 1,562 thoughts right now. But what's the most obvious is the fact that this, like you said, it's easy to assume that it's a setup. Now, there are some people that are skeptics. Well, maybe it's not. Mel, we don't know. I'm like, no. This guy was... So he got evidence. So FBI confirmed that a fragment of a bullet hit through Donald Trump's ear. He actually spoke at the RNC, where it's a Republican convention, and so basically, dude was on stage. He spoke for an hour and a half.
Yeah. After
he just got popped, so that's a lot of
shout out to
right
Trump.
There. And during the speech, he actually commended the firefighter who got killed. He went over to the firefighter's uniform. He had a uniform with the helmet. He kissed it on the helmet. which was very emotional. Like everybody was like, there were people crying in there, like they were going crazy. Like, yo, this is crazy. But people want to talk about, hey, it was set up by Trump because he wanted the votes. Hey, it's a setup by Biden, which is more realistic, to be honest, because he's obviously senile, and I could see him doing, I'm tired of Donald Trump. Kill him. Like I can imagine him doing that shit for real, but we don't know. All of it is skeptical at this point, you know. But the biggest question is, who gave this guy that $1 million offshore account?
Facts.
How in the hell are we in 2024 with all this technology? There is nothing that these motherfuckers do not know. How the fuck don't we know what happened yet at this point?
You know what's so funny? That now that you mentioned it, I don't know if you remember, right? When Biden came into office, I think he hired 87,000 new people to do audits. So you telling me you couldn't find one guy who had $1 million with all those 87,000? Yo, but I bet you know who they're going to use it for all the small time people doing crime, maybe, or whatever the case may be. But this is a serious crime, dude. So you couldn't find, out of all those 87,000 people that you guys hired, you couldn't find one Matthew Crooks, right? No, you couldn't find him. You couldn't find a Thomas Matthews Crooks with $1 million.
An offshore account.
Now,
here's what it is. It's still. I know. It's still,
it's too fishy for me. It still smell like fish.
Fairly,
it's a fish fry, bro.
Yeah. It's still fairly new. And you know, there's quote unquote still under investigation. End quote. Here's where we get to the conspiracy theories. We have to ask the right questions. We can't just be going all over the place. This is why this is where I want regular people, let's say regular people, to think critically about this whole situation. You have FBI confirming that there was a shootout. Facts. There was somebody who died. Facts.
Two people were shot.
Yeah, and other people were shot also. Facts. There's a lot to discuss about this whole situation, but where I want to get into is who was responsible and why. Why do they want him gone? Why do they want Donald Trump gone? What do you think?
There's multiple reasons, man. Right now, he's going up against pretty much everything that's going on in this country. Like, if I'm not mistaken, right, Donald Trump was trying to put out the documents of the super elites and certain pedophile rings. I know that's one of the reasons for sure, because like, why wouldn't you want to take somebody out like that, right? So he didn't stand for a lot of the things that most presidents, you know, once you get into that presidency, you have to, it's either get down or lay down. You get what I'm saying? In that type of sense. So there's multiple reasons.
Devil's advocate over here.
Go ahead. I want to hear what you got to say, man. Because I'm going to get that information
we always bring it. It always goes back to this, yo.
What's
you
it?
just talked about the rings. And Jeffrey Epstein was basically essentially had a fishy death inside of a prison cell.
Yeah.
They lost the footage, of course. They said it was a suicide, of course. Oh my God.
There was videos of alleged videos of him somewhere in like the fucking Bahamas or some shit. But you know, that's all alleged and shit like that.
Whatever. And Trump has had pictures with Jeffrey Epstein. So one might say, some people even assume that it was Donald Trump who got him killed inside the in prison. Some people are saying that.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Really?
Yeah, because he has pictures. Jeffrey Epstein has pictures with everybody.
Right.
Know what I mean?
Jeffrey Epstein is like, Diddy is like the hood Jeffrey Epstein. I know that's like,
I mean, yeah, he is being accused of killing Pac. I mean, like that's current right now, but so right back to this though, real quick. Who is responsible? You're saying he's going against everything that's going on in the country. What specifically? Like, what is the most realistic and authentic?
Okay, I'll tell you this right now. He's trying to get the country back in order. He wants America, like, I'm gonna just straightforward. He wants to make America great again. And what does that mean? No, real shit. And what does that mean? What does that mean? Seriously, right? What does that mean? Having control of your country. Bro, you know what's so crazy and interesting? back to this COVID thing, right? There was a $900 billion COVID relief that he didn't want to sign off, right?
Right.
Mind you, they wanted to sign that off, and then inside of the media was pointed out like, okay, well, he doesn't want to give you guys your COVID funds, right? Mm-hmm. But do you remember that video where he was explaining how $1 billion out of that $900 billion, and this is just an example right here, $1 billion of that $900 billion went to the American people. So you're looking at an insane amount of money going everywhere but to fix this country. Yo, there was money getting sent to Israel. There was getting money sent to this place. There was getting money sent to schooling for trans people and shit like that, right, to teach kids about this, this new information or whatever the case is. But that was interesting to me. So it's like, okay, well, he clearly wants a certain path for how he wants the country to run. And just these last couple of years, I can say for myself and a lot of people, if you've been paying attention, we haven't had the best 4 years, man. We haven't had the best 4 years. I've seen numerous people talk about how it was better when Trump ran the country. Right. Everybody had more money. Things were cheaper. The gas prices were low. Everything. Yes. And then the thing is like, I hear a lot of people saying things about how Trump is racist, right? And listen to this, right? I don't care what you say. I even had this conversation with one of my pals. He's like, yo, Trump is racist. Biden is not racist. I was like, dude, show me a video where you can find Trump saying something racist. And I'm not saying that he hasn't said anything. I'm just saying, find me a video, right? So he goes on YouTube, finds me a video that said that there was another person that said Trump said some racist shit. I was like, dude, you can't even find me a video. But you can find literally Joe Biden saying some of the wildest shit, dude.
Yeah, his political career has been in people's faces. Like, he's literally advocated for saying that he doesn't want integrated schools because he doesn't want it to be a jungle in there. Dude, he's like, that's Joe Biden.
That's Joe Biden in the rarest form.
Like, in his rarest form. I'm like, yeah. But let's not get into identity politics, right? We have to reel it back in. Yes, people are uncomfortable about Donald Trump because, some people believe that. For, like I said, I'm not going to say devil's advocate, but it's just, I'm going to say this is what some people believe. Basically, you guys look up the Central Park 5. There's also a Netflix series called When They See Us, directed by Ava DeVry. I forget how to pronounce her name. People are going to be mad at me. But it's about these 5 kids who were locked up for the assault on a woman in Central Park. These kids were brought in and basically coerced into confessing by the police, and they all spent years in jail until the person who actually did it confessed, and they were all exonerated. But the fact that these kids from 12 to 15 years old were put in jail and went through hell. If you watch the series, it's very emotional. When They See Us. But basically, during that time, Donald Trump put out on a news article, "Bring hanging back," without knowing any facts about what happened. He said that about these kids. Now, granted, during the time, on paperwork, these kids confessed, right? But it was found out later on that they were coerced, tortured, beat, in these jails, and they were innocent. They were just grabbing random kids at the park who were just running around and shit. So that is a very big stain on the history, but that's where the hey, Donald Trump's racist come from. Okay, but he's also done other things for the black community. Also, like historically black colleges, he gave money to them. He gave money to certain black businesses that needed it when no other banks wanted them to give him money. So he's done several things that could fight off the idea that he's racist too. And to be honest, any old white guy that I see, I assume is racist. I'm sorry. At some level, you know what I'm saying? But it can only be assumed. It's really, racism isn't the same anymore. It's not like they want to see you dead or getting whipped or some shit like that. It's more settled now. And identity politics is annoying as fuck because you want to get to the facts.
Let me just say this, right? Because I hear a lot of black and white stuff right now. You know where we suffer from as a country. We're worried too much about black and white.
Yeah.
Like at the end of the day, it don't matter.
What the real color that matters is green.
Yes, 100%. But at the same time, when you go to another country and you say that you're an American, you're an American. It doesn't matter if you're black, white, Hispanic. You're American.
Yeah, you're American.
So we focus so much on color that at the same time it's like, yo, when are we gonna sit here and focus on the fact that we're literally Americans as a nationality?
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even with this guy Obama, right? Everyone voted for Obama because he was black. Granted, when at the time, I was happy that our first black president and things of that nature. But when you look back, he didn't really do anything for us, bro. He did more for trans and gay people than he did for black people in a whole. And then you have somebody like Trump who actually is trying to do more things than he ever has done in his entire career, bro.
Right.
So that gets me kind of aggravated. You get what I'm saying? In a sense, because when it comes to certain things, people don't want to look at the facts.
Right. So
they don't want to look at the facts, bro.
I hear you because they get emotions involved and all of that.
We're worried about the fact that it's black and white, bro. To be honest, bro, I don't care about any of that shit. I care about what the hell is gonna make this country run in the best way possible. We want our country to outperform every country in this fucking entire world, bro. Because when it comes down to it, if something would happen right now, right? If there was a natural disaster right now, do you think that you see somebody right here, whether they're white or black, bro, you're not gonna give a damn, bro.
You're not gonna care.
You're not gonna give a damn. You see a little kid right now who may not be black or whatever the case is, you won't care in that matter. Yeah. So why does it matter now? You feel what I'm saying? For me, right? I love my people, but at the same time, I'm realistic with things, bro.
Right.
I'm a little bit more realistic with things. Like, we have to start looking at it like, yo, what can we do to make this country better than any other country? And to be honest, I don't believe that Joe Biden has done that. I believe Trump can do a way better job. And that's just my final take on that.
The powers that be, they need us to be in a constant state of chaos. I was actually talking to somebody the other day about this. We were actually talking about how, how easy it is to destabilize third world countries through media and news and just playing off the emotions of the local people. We do the same thing here in America. Politics, they're doing it right now. They know the exact words to just get you started and running. Because not everybody's capable of taking the time to just do their own research on policies, etc., understanding the economy. It's a lot of homework. It's a lot of BS. What I will say, though, this is what I look at personally. The warmongering. War is money, and you know who wants war.
Of course.
I think the number one reason, just like when they killed JFK said it, bro. JFK said the CIA tried to make him go to war, and they tried to trick him into doing it. And then when he didn't do it, he's like, no, I'm not doing it. I don't care about that. He found out later on, like, yo, they really tried to trick me into just starting a war for no fucking reason. Fast forward to now. Trump is publicly saying, yo, I don't want people dying. I'm pulling people out of these wars. It's over for that. He knows how to negotiate with other countries. I think the number one reason why they wanted Donald Trump dead is because if there's a possibility of him becoming president, he's going to not support wars in Ukraine.
Trump.
He's gonna not support wars against Russia and some West bubble fuck other part of the world. He's not gonna support, and not only that, he's gonna actually get better relationships with other leaders from around the world, which he already has. He knows how to. They obviously talk about this one general. He talked about how he was inside in the room with Trump. He's meeting up with somebody from Iraq, some leader from Al Qaeda. He's like, listen, I'm pulling people out of the war. If anyone dies, I'm going to kill you. And he gave him a picture of his home.
I remember that video.
I was like,
that was some yo.
I'm like, yo, that's how you gotta move. You save American lives, you avoid violence, you keep it pushing. But There's so much money in war that the powers that be, we don't know who they are, but they have influence enough to make the FBI, Secret Service, and the police departments so stupid that they allow a kid to climb up on a fucking roof and take a shot. So that's how powerful they are. They're capable of having that shit happen. They want that war to happen. They do not like that piece of shit. They need chaos. Haiti, I was talking about this with somebody the other day too. Haiti has the mountains of gold and minerals, but it's still in a state of chaos. But somehow someone's extracting all of that material. Who? We don't know. Take a wild guess. So that chaos, they are thriving in it, man. This is what they do. They thrive in chaos. And that's the scary shit about it. That's why I believe they wanted him dead. Because they know that he's gonna be like, yo, it's over for this war shit. And they need that war to happen. Now the other side, Kamala Harris, they've been literally supporting proxy wars all over the world.
Yeah. You're just another puppet, bro.
Know what I mean?
And you know what's so interesting? Like, you gotta look at it from a perspective of gangsterism, dude. Like, just going off of what you were explaining earlier, how he sent the picture to his house. He sent the picture to the guy, and he showed him his house.
Yeah.
Would you rather a guy like that running the country, or a guy who can't even walk, tripping over steps and things of that? Come on, like, that doesn't even sound right. Like, seriously. like yo, no, because it gets me. Yo, this brings me to a point of exhaustion. Like, can you imagine how we look to other countries? Yo, don't you find it interesting how they'll be like, nah, I don't rock with this guy. We're going to take advantage of him. But when bro come back, we're going to respect it.
Yeah.
Don't you see how, like, this shit, politics is crazy. It's a dirty game.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at this old senile man. Right? And I'm like, this guy cannot perform.
Mm-hmm.
He can't perform. Yeah. And ladies, come on now. You don't want a guy not performing correctly. Come on. You're not gonna look at how he handles business. He doesn't handle business the right way, man. Even as a businessman, like, yo,
man.
Not to make this a joke, but like, we can get back to, what we were speaking about earlier.
It's okay. It's okay, because we gotta end it on a lighter note anyway. You feel what I'm saying? Final thoughts on this from you, Pharaoh. Let me know what's good.
All right, so these are my final thoughts, right? When you dig deep into MK Ultra and just how the media is used to control people, I believe, honestly, wholeheartedly, right, that this man was a puppet in some way. And I believe that with some of the facts that I've read, and some of the things that I know about MK Ultra, right, that it's easy to use someone as a guinea pig. Like, yo, we're gonna just use him and we're gonna execute him. It's easy like that. And no, I don't believe that Trump set this entire thing up. That doesn't even sound plausible to me. Right? So I believe that this was MK Ultra, and I also believe that the media was used to make people focus on certain pieces of information, because this was a shit show. Right. This just the way that the lady, and even the lady that handled this entire thing, I'm not even gonna lie. Shout out to all the women who are firefighters, who's in the military, who are police, who are police women, that handle business correctly. Yeah, she made them look terrible. She made women look terrible. Yeah, you feel what I'm saying? So that's all I have to say for this. What are your thoughts?
I have 1,000,000 thoughts on this shit, but ultimately, I feel like there's gonna be more information coming out. We should pay attention to the news as far as what this is concerned. Like, people are moving on like it's regular. Yo, I don't really like that. And we have to start. We gotta just pay attention to what's going on. Understand that also, when we see war happening across the world, these are lives being lost, man.
True, I believe that.
These like, America has the highest gun violence in the world, domestically, and it's really fucked. And I don't like seeing shit like that. It's not our responsibility to let or to tell people who to vote for. Nah, that's not what we're trying to do. The podcast is called The Blunt of Reality. And the blunt of reality is we are in America. And the blunt of reality is assassinations have happened throughout American history. And a lot of the times, it can be our own government. Martin Luther King Day. Every year that day passes, but every year the news forgets to admit that it was a coordinated attack against Martin Luther King. Yes, there was one shooter, but the police department and certain branches of government were found guilty in the court of law.
And you don't want to admit that, though.
Listen, we don't know what to expect from our leaders sometimes. Not saying they're all evil all the time. I'm just saying they're capable of doing whatever the fuck they want. Now, I would say lean more towards the peaceful side when it comes to any leaders. Anybody who's comfortable enough to sign their names on missiles and celebrate death or want to give money to other countries that are literally just wanting to kill and destroy and extract money, there's a problem with that, man. And I think the chickens are coming home to roost when it comes to this type of information. If information is moving through too fast online, everybody's starting to get more privy to the evils that have been done and are currently being done all over the world. So, blunt tears, just stay educated, man. It's the blunt of reality. We out of here.
We out, man.
Jersey sound. Be easy. Yeah. Sauce. They ain't got no sauce. They ain't got no sauce.